Alright, welcome. Today we're looking at trig functions and finding the exact values for those trig functions. So notice that I have this unit circle pasted there in case you guys need to refer to it. You should be pretty familiar with the unit circle and how it works by now. So I just left this on the top. We know that the sine theta is equal to y, cosine is equal to x, tangent is y over x, and then all the reciprocal functions on the right hand side are just the reciprocals of the functions on the left. All right, so we're going to kind of talk about how to use the unit circle to find the values here. All right, so find 6 trig functions for theta if theta is 0 radians or 0 degrees. All right, so first we got to determine where 0 degrees is. So we find it there. It's our very beginning. We haven't gone any place yet. We're still in standard position. So we note here that our x is 1 and our y is 0. So we're just going to go ahead and start filling out our information here. So sine is y, so sine theta is 0. Cosine theta is our x, which is our 1. And the tangent is going to be the y over the x, which is 0 over 1, or 0. And then we're going to do our reciprocal functions. Cosecant theta is, the reciprocal of 0 is 1 over 0, which we have to say is undefined, right? We cannot divide by 0. That's something that we talked about in Algebra 2. We do not divide by 0. That's undefined. Secant is the reciprocal of 1, so that's going to be also 1. And then cotangent, again, because we're going to do the reciprocal of 0, cotangent theta is undefined as well. Alright, so once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy, right? You're going to put your y in for your sine, you're going to put your x in for your cosine. Tangent is the y over the x, and then all the reciprocal functions are the reciprocals of everything on the left-hand side. All right, let's try the same thing here. This time we're looking at pi over 2, so we started in standard position. Pi over 6, no, pi over 4, pi over 3. Okay, here's pi over 2. We're going to label our x and y, and we're going to do our trig function. So sine theta is the y, it's 1. Cosine theta is our x, that's 0. Tangent is going to be y over x, 1 over 0. Anytime we divide by 0, we're going to say that's going to be undefined. And then we're going to do our reciprocals. Reciprocal of 1 is itself. Oh, the reciprocal of 0 is 1 over 0. That's undefined. Now cotangent is going to be 0 over 1. Okay, we can do 0 over 1. That's just going to be 0. Okay. Once you guys get the hang of it, it gets easier. Okay, let's do another one. This time we're looking at pi over 4. So we're going to locate, we're going to start at 0. Pi over 4 is here. We have our x and our y. And we're going to do like we were doing. So sine is our y. Cosine is our x. Tangent is our y over x. Now we can do this as a complex fraction. We kind of talked about that before. But because we're doing a 45-90 triangle here, and the sides are the same, anything divided by itself is going to be equal to 1. Okay, and then, excuse me, cosecant. Now I know we talked about rationalizing, so if we have something like that, right, because we're doing the reciprocal, we can multiply by radical 2, top and bottom. So then we get 2 square root 2 over this bottom part, square root 4 is just 2. So they cancel, and that whole thing is just square root 2. Okay, same thing is going to happen with this one when we reciprocate, right? So it's going to be secant, same thing. And then cotangent, the reciprocal of 1 is 1. Okay, one last one, and this one's a little bit weird, but we're gonna cover it more in next class. What happens if we have a number that's bigger than a unit circle, right? I have 0, pi, and if we come all the way back here, then that's back to 2 pi radians. Alright, so this is the way we're gonna think about it. So we start at 0, we go, oops, that's gross. We go all the way around to pi. That's half, excuse me, excuse me. That's halfway. Another pi takes us 2 pi. And then one more pi would get us to 3 pi. And same idea with 540 degrees, right? We start at 0. A 180 degrees is halfway. 360 degrees is all the way around. And then another 180 degrees gets us to 540. So we're in the same position here for both of them. So anytime we have a bigger angle than 2 pi or 360 degrees, that just means we're going around the unit circle more than once. So we're going to be using all the information here from our unit circle at this point. And sorry, it's kind of obscured right there, it's behind, but we have -1, 0 as our point there. Okay, so just remember, anything larger than 2 pi, 2 pi or 360 just means we're going around more than once. Okay, so we're going to find our 6 trig functions from that point, which is -1, 0. It's hidden over there, but we have it written over here. Okay, so sine theta is 0. Cosine theta is -1. Tangent, again, is the y over the x, so that's going to be 0 over -1, which is 0. Then we're going to do our reciprocals. Remember, 1 over 0 is going to be undefined. The reciprocal of -1 is -1. And then again, when we do -1 over 0, that's going to be undefined. Alright, so that was it. It's just practicing the unit circle stuff, how to grab information from our unit circle and apply it, and what to do if we have angles that are larger than 1 rotation around the unit circle. All right, make sure you take your notes, make sure you write down any questions you have and bring them to class. Good job today.